Good morning, people. What is happening? I have woken up with just a new sense of urgency this morning. I've not been able to get out of bed quick enough to be able to go outside and do something. So excited. But today is the day that I've decided everything's going to start. I've just had enough being inside and feeling fat and horrible. So today I woke up, I've weighed myself 160 pounds this morning. And I'm going to be getting out, getting my 10,000 steps in again, which I'm very excited about. I no longer really have abs. That is not really, sort of. Primary focus this year is getting these legs better, sorted, completely finished. That is my goal this year, is just to get my knees and my legs better, back up to where they used to be, back up to squatting again. That's my goal this year, is to get back squatting again. But these things just take time, and they're just going to take it slowly and steadily. So yeah, get back 10,000 steps a day, working out daily again. I've sort of, over the past, this is why COVID's been so perfect, because over the past 6 days, I've taken the past 6 days to build myself up mentally and physically. I've done my skipping, I've done my training. You know, the only thing I have now have to factor in, my body's gotten used to training again, and it's gotten used to doing all the skipping and everything. Now I need to implement the 10,000 steps a day, and I'm back to where I was 2 years ago. I'm back to where I was 2 years ago. Not made any improvement, but I've not gotten worse. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, and this is where a lot of people have downfall. They look at it like, oh, and you know, I've still got so far to go. I've got such a big hill to climb. And it's like, yes, but look at how far you've come. Like, you know, coming from, you know, being in bed all the time, depressed, anxious, you know, never think you're going to get back to it. At least I'm back to it. That's the way I'm looking at it. At least I'm back to it. At least I'm training. At least I'm still fighting the good fight. And all these things come in time. You know, I'm only 23. You know, what's going to happen in 10 years' time? You know, that's what I'm excited for. But yes, now it is going to be time. I need breakfast. I need to get a walk in. I'm just so excited to just do stuff. I need to stop talking to you. One of the top battles faced, in my personal opinion, when it comes to hunger, is boredom. Always boredom. If you're bored, what are you going to do? Why not go and eat, go and have a drink, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're going to try and get rid of, is the boredom, is that actual factor of boredom. And I have a few ideas for this. I have mentioned some already. Obviously, going outside, physically doing something, whether it's inside the house or outside the house, washing, cleaning, ironing. I know it's not fun, but if you do it and the day goes by and you've not eaten anything and you're happy, then you're on your way to your goals, then aren't you? If your goal is fat loss, obviously. And then, you know, so for me today, wake up, eat, that's usually what I do, and then a pint of water always. Because that's another massively overlooked appetite suppressor is water. You know, yes, it helps everything digest. So I had someone turn around to me once and say, oh, if you drink too much water, then everything will digest too quickly and then you'll just be more hungry. I'll let you work that one out. Obviously, if you have a massive meal and then have a massive pint of water afterwards, it's going to fill more space in your stomach, isn't it? So, yes, lots of water. I personally drink between 4 and 6 litres a day. Whether that's too much or not, that's just what I really enjoy drinking water. We have the best tap water in the world in the UK, so I'm very lucky to be fortunate that pretty much any tap I go to I can just drink from. So yeah, I do drink a lot of water, and you know, I don't have to pay for it. Don't drink much squash. I'm not really a squash person. Coffee is one of my big issues in life. I love coffee far too much, probably far too much. But yeah, right, time for a dog walk. I want to get about 2.5 miles in on this walk, because then I'm going to be walking to the gym later, which is a mile there and a mile back, so that's 4 miles, and then to the shops about a mile and back, which, if my maths is correct, that'll be my 10,000 steps for the day ish, there or thereabouts. I'd rather be upwards of like 12, 13,000 than 8, 9,000, if that makes sense. I've got no cardio to do today because I did cardio yesterday. And this is the thing, this is why, you know, just because I can go out and I can do everything doesn't mean I'm going to. Yes, I want to, and I'm really excited to get out and go for a walk and go for a cycle ride and stuff, but if I do everything on the same day, then I'm going to be absolutely pooped. So today, I'm going to have a gym session, get my 10,000 steps in, and have my proper skipping session as well. And then that's going to be me done for the day, probably. I'll be absolutely knackered after that. Tomorrow is legs, my first leg session, which I'm really excited for. So I'm going to get my push bike out. I'm going to go for a really nice push bike ride. Okay, let's get to it. So, like I previously said, I'm extremely lucky enough to have a dog and almost give me the urgency to get out and about and do things. If I didn't have a dog, I probably wouldn't be going for a walk right about now, as it is extremely frosty, it's cold, it's probably like 0 degrees, it's not warm in the slightest. So I personally, if I didn't have the dog, would probably wait until it was a little bit warmer, and then I would go outside in the warm, or at least the warmer weather than what it currently is. But no excuses to be made. I've got a busy day ahead of me. There is, I say actually, I say that I would wait till later on, but no, I wouldn't, because when I didn't have a dog and when I was living with my girlfriend at the time, I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym, because that's the time that I always just like doing. I love training in the morning time before work, so if I have the opportunity to do that, I will. Most recently, I've been too burnt out to be able to do that, but when I was, you know, living very comfortably as a chippy, you know, I was only working 9 to 5. It wasn't particularly hard graft in comparison to running around 30,000 steps a day in a very understaffed pub. So in comparison, I was a lot more able to have time for myself and time for the gym when I was a carpenter, which is so much more beneficial to me. But yes, you ask any of my friends, any of my family, wake up at 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, does not bother me in the slightest. I love doing it. This is why waking up in the morning time, I feel the most productive in the morning time. And obviously, you know your body best, so you do what's best for you. If you're most productive at night time, have a lie-in. You know, take your time in bed and then get up, and then you know you're going to get up, have some food, chill about for an hour or two, maybe do some work while you sat down, and then boom, you're good to go. a second the sun sets. I know people like that who will literally wait for the sun to set and then go, and they are absolutely nuts. And they'll be up till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, sleep from like 6 till 12. And you know, to me that seems ludicrous, but everybody's different, and you need to know your body best, and you need to do what's optimal for your body. So I'm going to quickly get dressed. I just got Charlie dressed, and then we're going to be going for a nice walk. Yes, right.
We could be legend. I have nothing to lose. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Wake up. I know what's real. Escape reality. Hardwired. We used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. This is the world you've made yourself. Now you have to live in it. The end is in our sights. The future is already here. No matter how hard we tried, we are doomed. Say your goodbyes. Brace yourself. I can see the end inside. Three, two, one. Hardwired.
So, if you don't know much about England, it is cold pretty much all the time, which is why I look a bit of a right about now, just suffocated in my mask because of how flipping cold it is outside. And I'll put flip-flops on to do a training session. What am I doing? So obviously the biggest priority when working in absolutely freezing conditions is appropriate layering. So I've got thermally layered trackies, thermally layered jumper, and I'm trying to find my gloves. And we take extra special time when warming up because, you know, I'm cold, really, really cold. But it is a nice day, so I can't complain. No, there's no complaints here. I'm just really cold. So yeah, the dog and his shite right where I want to do my thing. This dog, everybody loves having a dog until it poos, and it's just like, oh, I've not got time for that. Not time for that at all. So I'm gonna switch positions and come over here and do this, I think. Whew, that's workout done for the day. Something I'm really guilty of that I feel like I should share is how I overtrain, and I've always overtrained. I've always, especially when I first started lifting, ego lift all the time, just really bad form, really bad shape. So this is something I want to try and express to you. I just like injured. I have an injury in my elbow from it's sort of basically like tendonitis, but in my left elbow as well. So when that starts to niggle, I just have to stop, otherwise I'll blow up my elbow like I've blown up my knee. So that's definitely something I need to, because you know, I want to just train and train and train. Like I could have been out there for hours today, but my elbow started to go, and when your elbow goes, I mean, what, do you really want to lose an arm? Like, it's just not worth it, I don't think. So yeah, taking a reduction on that. Gonna try and not eat because I want to have a nice meal later on. So I'm just going to try and take it easy. I've got actually some bits to do. I need to go and see some people about some things. So I'm going to get on my motorbike probably and get out and get some things done. Be quite interesting. The weather's looking nice, so it's a nice day for a motorbike ride. And I have just sold it. A little piece of me has gone. I have sold my motorbike today, which I'm really upset about. So I have 5 days before he comes to pick it up. So I've got 5 days to use it as much as I physically can, I think. Obviously being careful because it's not my bike anymore. But yeah, so that's going to be me for the rest of the day. Nice, it's a bit of a change of scenery, isn't it? I've come outside to sort of demonstrate my point a little bit more. So, when one of the biggest questions I get asked is, it's all well and good if you do everything in the morning time, but what then do you do for the rest of the day? So, prime example today, it's only about 3 o'clock, you know, 3:30, 3 o'clock. And so, I've worked out, I've done my 10,000 steps, cardio I could have completed by now for sure. I'm having a day off from work. So what do you do now? Do I go then and sit and eat the cake? You know, it's a lovely day. So my top recommendation is to stay motivated throughout the day and to get away from eating really crappy food is to stay outside for as long as possible. I know some people don't like being outside. I've never understood those people. I probably never will understand those people. I think the outdoors is a fantastic place to be. There's no reason why you shouldn't be outside every day, apart from obviously if it's raining and it's really cold. That I understand, it's very, very different. And again, obviously in the extreme heat as well. But generally speaking, if you're outside doing things, you're not inside doing things. And there's obviously, so like in my house at the moment, I have to hoover, I've got to do the bed sheets, I've got to clean, I've got to, everything I've not done this past week because I haven't really been bothered, I now have to do. But the thing is because I've done all day outside today, I then have all those tasks to do in the evening time, which I think is better. Because then morning time you're up, you're motivated, you're eating, happy days, you're outside, you're doing physical activity when you have all that energy to expend, and you're not wasting it on mediocre tasks like the bedding. So then when you get home and you think, Christ, what do I have to do? You just look around your house and you think, oh my God, I've got so much to do. I've just got maintenance to do, I've got this, I've got that, you know. So you don't have to be a stupidly busy person in order to be busy all the time. You just have to prioritize what you do in your day at which given point. So yeah, I think I've very vividly shown you today what the best ways to deal with mental health are. Being outside, being physically active, eating really good healthy food. There isn't much more than that, apart from going to therapy, getting help, and maybe going on antidepressants from the doctors. That's really all you can do for mental health, and I promise you something will work. One of my best friends hates being outside. Like, I mean, absolutely hates it. There's nothing I can say to him to make him want to go outside, and he's really, unfortunately, very depressed, and he's on lots of antidepressants, but he is not getting therapy. So what I've said is, you know, just because he loves being out on his push bike and he loves doing physical activity things, he just doesn't like being outside for no reason, which I can understand. I like being outside for no reason. If it wasn't quite this cold, I'd sit out here with my laptop and just sit out, because I think why sit inside and look at four walls when you can be outside and you can look at the wilderness and the wildlife? I just think that's so much better. Being in one with nature, just being outside. I think if you're being around wildlife, you're being around other things that are moving, you know, habitat in your garden, then, you know, that also brings joy. Like my mum can be crying on the sofa. If she comes outside and sees a robin, that's it. The whole mood has changed because she loves the animal so much. And, you know, it's just, a lot of people are like that. Like when I was working at the pub and I had to stay overnight, and I would at night time, and I'd have to lock up the pub, and, you know, you go around, you see all the animals wandering around, and like I would sit there and watch them sometimes. It's absolutely fascinating, I think, wildlife and creatures and stuff, because we know so much about them as a species, but personally people don't know anything about wildlife. I don't know anything about wildlife. I'm not going to try and, you know, say I know everything. I don't know anything. I think it's amazing. My dad knows loads about birds and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, it's a bird. But, you know, that's one of his passions, is being outside, bird watching. Cool. I mean, you know, not for everyone, definitely not for me, but so, and then you can implement these in your daily life slowly. And, you know, obviously, like I said, with the COVID thing, you have the time when you are unfortunately really depressed and not doing very well. You have that time perfectly to plan how you're going to get out of that hole, because no one else is coming to save you. I need to specify this. If you want to get yourself out of a hole, then you need to build a ladder. Because as much as people can help, they can give you tools, they can give you the materials, they can't build it for you. And it is as simple as that. They can't build it for you. They can't build muscle for you. They can't make your mental health better. It has to be you and you alone. Oh no, I need to go to the shop, don't I? I need to walk to the shop. So, most shops are open till quite late at night time. I like to do my shopping at night time, mainly because I see a lot less people, and I'm not particularly a massive people person, like surrounding me all at once. And, you know, with COVID and all of that, I just find it easier go late at night. But that means you have something to do late at night. So if you have something to do at a specific point, then I would personally revolve your entire day around that particular thing. So today for me was walking Charlie, the dog. So I had to physically just prioritize that at the beginning, get up, get him walked. Everything else I can do at my own leisure. But for example, tomorrow I'm going out with some friends to the pub at 7 o'clock. So I've got to be up, trained, meal prepped, showered, shaved, ready to go, all by 7 o'clock. So it gives me something to think about. Also, then it gives me something to do in the evening. Hello! It runs past me every time. Charlie! Every time. But yes, that's the plan. Now I'm going to get some food cooked because I'm so hungry. And that's another thing as well. I wait until I am like on my deathbed with food. Johnny, get out of it. So I wait till I'm absolutely ravenously hungry, to the point where almost my hunger goes away, because my body's like, okay, I'm not having food, so I'm just going to stop being hungry. And not that I necessarily recommend that, but I find it easier for myself when I know my own hunger levels and I'm really, really hungry all the time. Whereas if I'm just a tiny bit hungry and I have some food, I feel fat. So I know if I feel a little bit hungry, appetite suppressants in terms of have a pint of water, and then we move on to like lemonade and Diet Pepsi and, you know, all of that. But today I really haven't had any appetite suppressants because I've been so busy and so excited to get outside and do things. So yes, now it's time for a walloping great big meal. This is probably going to be around 1,000 calorie meal. I like big meals like this. They're just so filling, so many carbs, so much fat, just good taste. It's just brilliant. So yeah, Charlie, come on. Come say goodbye to the people. Yes, Charlie transition. Oh, okay, and with that meal being eaten, that signifies the end of the day for me. No Pilates today. I kept it really chill. Didn't really work out. Just did those little movements. So, you know, as much as I need to do it, I probably will end up doing it at some point this evening because it literally takes like 5 minutes. So I probably will end up doing it, but I haven't done it yet when I should have done it yet. And you probably saw my absolute sacrilege of my washing up. And this is what I mean about motivation. Not everybody can do everything all the time. One of my biggest problems is washing up. I hate washing up, drying up, putting it away. Absolutely hate it. Even if there's a dishwasher on available, I just can't do it. So like that, now you see a very good insight into my life, into what I can and cannot be bothered to do, and that's one of those things is washing up. And as you see, it just piles up. And then I've used the spatula and I've used the backup spatula, so I have to use tongs to get my eggs out of the frying pan. If you have never used tongs to get fried eggs out of a frying pan, then please have a go. It is a lot harder than you think it is. Everybody's like, oh, easy peasy. No, have a fucking go, mate. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a really good week. I hope you took something away from this. It's a little bit more me being excited to get back out again and just sort of getting out there rather than me actually delivering really good information. Although I really hope that you've been able to take something away. I've been talking a lot, I feel. So yeah, I'm gonna, I still need to go out. But that's later. James's current problem is why he stood up talking to you. I should be sat down. So you know what to do. Everything with the clicks and the taps and the follows and the subscribe, and I shall see you all next week.